my channel. So this video will be about how I got engaged. So when I went down to Latam, I continued talking to him online and video chat and talking like phone calling or whatever. And obviously at this time I had my own money, I had everything to do what I wanted to do and everything like that. So I continued to talk to him, we continued to talk to each other, and then eventually at this time I believed what he said when he said that he wanted to marry me, when he asked me to marry him. So only at this time I believe him fully. I barely believed him that night, but I fully believe him by now. So at this time now, we would continually keep talking, and then whenever I don't like talk to him in a day, he would be like, hey, I was calling you, and I wasn't getting a response. I thought something happened, this and that. And plus, when I went there, eventually I had to actually go to the Rupununi area to be able to like do things with the church or whatever. So I told them so and so I would be going to the Rupununi so and so date. You wouldn't be able to reach me, you mightn't be able to reach me that much. So he was like okay, and then I went to the Rupununi. I wasn't able to get through with him much, and then eventually after some time I came back to Latam, and as soon as I reached back, I started to message him, and you could have actually heard like messages and everything started coming into a person's phone when we reached back to that area. So I started getting messages, and I messaged him and said, yes, I'm back in Latam, so and so and so and so. So when I reached back in Latam now, I would call him, I would text him, we would make like free calls and talk all night. He was like, actually going back to before I left to the Rupununi, he was like, you know what, I'm going to ask your father to marry you. And I was like, okay, sure. He was actually the first one that actually said that he would go and ask my father to marry me, because all the rest did not ask my father. When my dad went back down to Georgetown to go back to Trinidad, they actually met up and he asked my father to marry me, and obviously my dad gave his blessings at the time. So he called me back after he left from by my dad, and he said, your dad said yes, I can marry you. Time was going. I realized that when I went over there that my dad left me by his friends, and I found like everyone only wanted to tell me what to do, and I must do this and I must do that and I mustn't go here and I mustn't go there, and I felt like I was under control by everybody. So I was like, you know what, I want to go back home, go back to Trinidad, and then I want to come back on my own merits. So obviously I paid for my ticket, and I had to book my ticket and I had to pay for ticket, and eventually I ended up leaving Latam because I didn't feel like I am my own person. So I ended up coming back to Georgetown. My husband picked me up. So then after he picked me up at the airport, at Oval Airport, we called the same people that I was staying by at that time. They had a daughter at their home. So that daughter, she was actually staying somewhere in Georgetown. So so they said that I can actually stay there until I'm ready to, until it's time to go back to Trinidad. So after he picked me up at Oval Airport, we called her and we got directions to go there, because I actually had to drop off my luggages and all of that. So we then went there and after we went there, I got introduced to the owners of the house and all of that. So he then carried my luggages upstairs, and I think I only went with my bag when I was going with him, because I needed to walk about with some small stuff. So I went with my bag, and I also had like one of those, I would call it like one of those Chinese umbrellas. I don't know how to explain it, but it was an extremely strong umbrella. If I didn't leave it somewhere, I would literally still have it right now. So I went with that umbrella, and I went with a backpack. So after we went there now, we came back out and he carried me to have some lunch. He carried me to have some lunch. And I am telling you guys, at that time I was starving. I was literally so hungry. Um, so we went to a place. So we went to a restaurant. I don't know the name of it. I can't remember the name of it. But it was on some street in Georgetown itself. So we went there and we got, so I don't know why, but I always miss having egg fried rice. And for not once have I ever gotten an actual egg fried rice in Guyana. I always got it in Trinidad. Anyway guys, so I asked when we went to eat our lunch, I actually asked for an egg fried rice, and I think he asked for chow mein or something like that. So after I got, when the egg fried rice reached, it obviously was not egg fried rice, it was just fried rice with the with sunny side up egg fried. But it wasn't really sunny side up egg, because sunny side up egg is when the yolk itself does be, the yellow part does be raw inside. So apparently they like cook both sides and make sure the whole thing is cooked. So I don't know what you would call that kind of egg, but I got that type of egg on top the fried rice, which is not egg fried rice. Anyways, moving on, and he got his noodles or his chow mein. Drink. I think I got a shandy. Yes, I got a shandy, and he got a, I can't really remember what drink he got, but he got something he would normally drink, and I got a shandy. I really miss the red shandy, so I got a shandy. And I remember that day specifically because when the waiter came to us, she was like, are you guys on a date? And you guys look so sweet, you guys look so nice, and stuff like that. We look so nice together, we look so sweet. Because it was like first time date, we were holding hands on the table, and smiling at each other, and all of these different things. So it was fully a full first date. We enjoyed that lunch. Then after that now we played, and then we had to go and I had to go and get something for my dad at the market, big market. Mind you, I literally only had one full day before I had to go back to Trinidad the next morning. So this is how much time we had. So then we went to the big market, but the place was closed where I had to get something that my dad wanted. So we obviously did not get that. So we moved out from the big market quick, and then we went, on the way back he was like, you want to go and see cricket? And I said, okay, sure. Apparently it had cricket in the stadium at that time. But then when we were almost there, it was already finished, or it was almost done already, so it didn't really make sense. So we didn't go there again. Instead of going there, where did we go? After realizing we can't go to cricket, we then went to a grocery. I can't remember where the grocery was. So we went to a grocery, we bought a couple of different things, and then we went to one of his friends' home. We said hi, and whatever else. He picked up something. Then after that we went to his home. So he was at the place renting, and we went there, and when we went there, he had a whole lot of friends living in different apartments there as well. So as soon as we reached there, I dropped off my things in his apartment, and then we went up to his friends to say hello, and he introduced me to his friends. I think one of his friends was from India, and the next one was from Cuba. I think I only met the one from India, and I think it had one other one. I can't remember which one that was. So he introduced me to them, say hello, how is everything, so on and so on. Then we went to went back to his apartment. We then went back to the apartment. We actually went in front of the whole building and we took a lot of photos and for a whole lot of memories. I actually still have those photos. I will have to find it. Or I might not put it up here. But anyway, we took a whole lot of photos in front of the place and so on and so on. Then it was starting to get dark, so I actually had to head back home. Head back to the place where I would be sleeping for the night. So then he had a taxi friend, so he called his taxi friend. And I don't think that friend is working right now. Anyway, so he called his taxi friend. We then went with the taxi. He introduced me to his friend and so on and so on. So we were driving down, going to where I would be staying. It was getting really dark and obviously we already know where we are going. And the only problem is he kind of forgot where we were going actually. And I actually didn't really know the place so good. I just knew like the area we had to go, like the name of it. So I called the young lady and I got the directions for the driver to drop us. So we were just sitting in the vehicle, listening to music, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, like he tapped his driver friend on the shoulder or something like that. Or he told him to put on the song or something like that, he said. And then, what was the song? Okay, I will actually take a piece of the song and put it up here for you guys. I won't put up the whole thing obviously because of copyright. So I would just play like a tips of it. And you will actually know what song it is. But it was a really nice song and I actually like that song.
Get a drum as a toy for Christmas. It was one of the greatest innovators. Known to right. Familiar
So then when that song was playing, he then asked me, "You like the song?" And yeah, and so I was like, "Yeah, like I love this song. This song very nice." And then after that now, at the side of my eye, I saw him like dip in his pocket, but I didn't really see him take out anything or anything. So then all of a sudden, while the song was playing, he kind of knelt down. Okay, so while the song was playing now, he then literally knelt down on the ground of the car. I don't know how he fit there, but he made it work. And then he held out a ring towards me and said, "Will you marry me?" Yes. So he knelt down on the ground of the car and held out a ring towards me and he said, "Will you marry me?" And then I was like, "Wait here?" And then he gave me a look and then I was like, I actually don't know why I said wait here. Fully outright like that. I was supposed to just say it in my mind, but anyways, quick right after that I said, yes, absolutely. And then we were both smiling and laughing and he put it on my finger, put the ring on my finger and kissed. Oh my gosh, it was so great. I actually think it would have been I think it worked out great because I would have been so nervous if it had like people around and he was actually not in the open. So apparently after he gave me all of that, gave me the ring and asked me to marry him and I said yes and all of these things. He said that he was actually supposed to propose to me like earlier in the day at the botanical, what do you call it, botanical? Yes, he was going to propose to me at the botanical gardens, But obviously, I don't know if persons were supposed to set up something or what, but apparently they didn't. So I don't really care about how it was done, but it was actually great the way it was done. I love how it was done because I was less nervous, although I did not know what was going to happen. But oh my gosh, it was so great. And it was so late in the day that I actually thought it literally was not going to happen again. So it was a big surprise for me, really big. And the reason why I say that is because he already told me that he was going to propose to me when I come to Georgetown, but because it was so late in the day, I thought it literally wasn't even going to happen again. So I didn't really care about how it happened, when it happened, anything like that. I just cared that it happened. And it was so beautiful. So yeah, guys. Okay, so after that, we took a whole lot of photos in the vehicle. We then finally reached the place and we kissed me good night. I went up. I think both of us actually went up. Yeah, so then he came upstairs with me. He stayed a little bit and he stayed a little bit and then because I think it was around 6 something or 7 or something in the night. We actually was so hungry because we didn't really get anything for dinner. I now realized that. And when we reached there, then we realized that. So we were both extremely hungry, so we were asking where we can get food around that area and all of that. So she said nowhere is open right now around here, and I don't think. And she said we can't get fast food at that time either. So, but I think she had some food there that she had bought as well. I think it was Chinese. So she gave us some, and we got some and we ate some. So that was the only thing we had for that night. And yeah, so we just sat down, we enjoyed, we talked, we laughed, and everything. So then after that, now it was time for him to go because it was getting late, and also I had to go and sleep because the very next morning I had to leave to go back to Trinidad. So after that, now he called on the taxi, he went home. The next morning I woke up, I got ready, and apparently we were late. I didn't realize we were late. So when the young lady got up, she said we were late. So anyway, we got ready quick. I called him, I asked him where he is. He said he's waiting for the taxi to come. Then we were waiting, we put the bags out, we called back again. He said they were almost there, so we were waiting. Then he finally came. He came up the step, we were actually upstairs. So he came up the step to carry the bags for me. I actually took my smaller bag and whatever else I can carry, and he took the bigger bag for me, and he carried it down the stairs, put it in the trunk, and then all three of us headed to the airport. So when we headed to the it's not Oval Airport. We headed to, what was the name of that airport? What is the name of that airport? Is it Chelichagan Airport? I don't know. We just headed to the main airport, right? So I will put the name of the airport here. We headed to that airport. Apparently that airport is so far that it is just crazy. We took forever to reach because it had a lot of traffic and it was taking so long. And I really needed to go quick because I would have missed my flight. So we went there, I had all my documents, everything. I had my passport, everything. So when we finally reached now, I had to run out. They told me to run to the, what do you call it? The air hostess. Run to the counter. Let me just say counter. Run to the counter. So I ran to the counter quick while they bring my luggages, and I showed my information. It's stamped. They stamp my passport, everything. And I think in all the chaos, I forgot my passport at the counter. I seen about my bags. Then they showed me where to go. When that happened now, I came back out. On the way to the airplane, I had to pass them back again. I hugged the young lady. I hugged my fiance at the moment, and then I also kissed, we hugged, we said goodbye. I will see you soon, and all of these things. And then it was time to go, so then I went towards the plane. But then when I realized something, I realized I didn't have my passport, so I went on my way back, and on my way back someone called me and said, yes, is this yours? You forgot it at the counter. So I took it and I said, yes, thank you very much. I showed them back goodbye, and then I head on to the plane. It actually really looked really sad that I was leaving at that moment, and yeah, but it's okay. It was meant to be this way. So I went on a plane and I headed back to Trinidad. So yeah guys, so that was the story of that was how I got engaged. It is bittersweet in a way because I only got to spend like a short time with my fiance until it was time to leave the country. Yeah, so that was it. I just went home and everybody was so happy for me and everything. So yeah guys, that was it. Thank you. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys. Peace.